I would like to welcome all the participants of the event. We are anticipating a fruitful meeting today that is aimed at strengthening cooperation and business ties between Ukraine and Israel. And we see that this cooperation has experienced a robust growth in the recent year. I also would like to show you my presentation. We at UkraineInvest is a governmental promotion office that is interacting with investors worldwide and on a free of charge basis, advising investors on how to invest in Ukraine. So I would like to show my presentation. I would like to start with the key facts about Ukraine. We see that over the past several years, the Ukrainian government undertook key reforms that allowed us to improve the business climate significantly. Thus, Ukraine improved its credit ratings. Fitch, S&P Global Ratings, rating Moody's raised our position to be positive or be stable. We also improved our position in the international ratings such as Economic Freedom Index +7, Prosperity Index +4, Global Innovation Index +3. So we also observed the GDP growth during the consistent years, except of course 220, that was a pandemic, but the fall was not so low, just -4. We also experience growth quarterly and see that the economy is recovering, and we observe positive dynamics. If to talk about FDI stock in real estate, we see in 2020 $4.5 million and 4.5 for the 3 quarters of 2021. The situation about economic growth and recovering is quite good. If to talk about the share of the real estate in GDP, we see that Ukraine shows 2.6%, and in comparison to other countries, other neighbor countries, real estate sector has a big potential for growth in Ukraine. Despite COVID-19, as I said, real estate sector in main Ukrainian cities observes positive dynamics. The development activity in the sector remains high, with over 76,000 square meters delivered in major cities during the first half of 2021. Several international retailers entered Ukraine, and a number of local operators demonstrated positive performance. Here you see on the slide the average and median prices for the property in US dollars per square meter as of September 2021. We also see that the highest average sale price for office estate, commercial estate, and industrial and warehouse are in Kyiv City, Odessa region, and Lviv region. Kyiv office market has 2 times higher yields in comparison with other European capitals, as we see also on the slide. Kyiv has the highest sale and rent price of all kind of property among every Ukrainian city. At the same time, it has one of the lowest stock of office property in square meters, which indicates that the supply side is still far behind. If to talk about industrial and logistic real estate, we observe increasing demand for warehouses, results in 600 plus new locations across Ukraine. Low vacancies encourage investments in build-to-suit project. Also, the share of the e-commerce in retail sales in Ukraine increased by 45% year to year in 2020 and now amounted to 8%. The growth of e-commerce and retail trade has stimulated the development of logistics and distribution, as well as investing in build-to-suit. For example, Nova Poshta has invested in several such projects in major regions of Ukraine. And here I would like to stop about how Ukraine stimulate the investments into the country. I would pay attention to this slide for all investors that would like to invest in Ukraine real estate and sectors that are close to it. So on February 13, 2021, the law of Ukraine on state support for investment projects with significant investments was adopted. If investor invests more than 200 million euro and implement his project within 5-year period and also creates 80 plus jobs with a salary 15% higher than the average in the sector, he has the opportunity to receive state support that would be equivalent of up to 30% of investments done. These kind of investment incentives are, so to say, soft incentives, not cash or reimbursement, but these are tax exemptions, in particular VAT exemption on imported equipment and corporate income tax exemption. These are also import duty exemptions on imported equipment, construction of infrastructure facilities, and preferential access to land plots. If we talk about the areas of investment project that could be interesting to, because there is a scope of areas which are under this law. This could be warehousing and logistics. This could be tourism sphere, like building and construction of hotels, for example. And this could be processing industry that is connected, for example, the production of building materials, for example. Now we are at UkraineInvest have already 27 projects that are interested in receiving such kind of support from the state. And these projects in total amount more than $2 billion US. Different spheres are under this scope. First of all, of course, it's manufacturing, but logistics also has quite a great amount. We have 487 million US and 5 projects in warehouses construction. That also shows good perspectives for their investors from Israel, for example, in this sector. And I would also tell a few words about UkraineInvest. As I have already said, we are investment promotion office, but it is a governmental office. We provide our services free of charge, and we advise investors on their spheres of investing in Ukraine. We advise on the regulatory policy. We also provide aftercare support for investors that have already invested in Ukraine. And we do also troubleshooting if investors have some problems here in Ukraine. We also deal with such problems. We assist investors to all governmental bodies and introduce them if there is a need. And of course, we promote Ukraine on the international arena, and we take part in different kind of conferences promoting the investment climate in Ukraine. So I would like to welcome all the investors from Israel to address to UkraineInvest. Here are our contacts. In case you are just interested or have some interest in implementing your projects in Ukraine, you are always welcome. We would be happy to assist and in implementation of all of your investment projects in Ukraine. Thank you very much for your attention.